All right, let's talk about something that's on every single job site, but is so easy to ignore. We're talking about the number one threat that's not some huge, dramatic piece of equipment. It's housekeeping. Yeah, I know, it doesn't sound exciting, but trust me, it is the absolute bedrock of a safe place to work. So, let me ask you a question. When you think about job site danger, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it heavy machinery? Maybe working up on a scaffold? Look, those are all very real risks, for sure. But the thing that causes the most day in, day out injuries, it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not the big, obvious dangers that get people hurt the most often. It's not the complex machinery or the high voltage stuff. Nope. It's actually something way, way more basic. A hazard that we all see and, let's be honest, probably walk right past every single day. The answer? It's clutter. Simple, plain old clutter. Poor housekeeping is a massive contributor to job site injuries. We're talking slips, trips, and falls, accidents that are almost 100% preventable, but can honestly have life-changing consequences. Let's get this straight. An untidy site is an unsafe site, period. I mean, just look at the difference here. It really paints a clear picture, doesn't it? On one side, you've got a clean job site. It actively reduces the chance of injury. It makes everyone more productive. And frankly, it just shows you're professionals. On the other side, a cluttered site literally causes injuries. It slows everything down, and it just looks bad. It's a choice between a smooth operation and a disaster waiting to happen. So, how do we make sure we're on the right side of that comparison? Well, it all starts with what I call the 3 pillars of order. We've got to focus on how we manage our pathways, our materials, and our tools. Okay, let's start with pathways. The rule here is simple, and it is absolutely non-negotiable. Keep them clear. That means no tools lying around, no hoses, no extension cords snaking across the floor. And look, this is not a I'll get to it later kind of task. Later is when someone trips and gets hurt. If you see something in the way, it moves. Now. This right here, this is the perfect way to think about it. As you're walking around the site, just ask yourself this one simple question. Does anyone have to step over something, walk around something, or kind of guess where their next step is? If the answer is yes, then you've just found a hazard, and it needs to be fixed. And that same thinking applies to our materials and our tools. See, proper storage isn't just about being tidy. It's about preventing a stack of drywall from collapsing or a wrench from falling on someone's head. Materials need to be stacked securely in designated areas. And tools, they go back in the toolbox or on a rack, not perched on the edge of a lift where they can become a serious weapon. This really is the mantra, isn't it? A tool left on the ground becomes a trip hazard. A box left in a hallway is an obstacle. But when everything has a designated spot and we actually put it back there, we systematically get rid of hundreds of potential dangers without even thinking about it. Okay, so we've talked about the static stuff, the clutter that just sits there. But what about hazards that show up in a split second, like a spill? This is where a rapid response plan is absolutely crucial. Spills are just a classic slip and fall waiting to happen. Doesn't matter if it's oil, grease, water, or just mud. The reaction has to be instant, not at the end of the day, not on your lunch break, right now. If you've got the right stuff to clean it up safely, do it. If you can't, the most important thing you can do is report it immediately so the right person can handle it. Here's a super simple 4-step action plan that everybody can and should remember. First, you see it. Acknowledge the danger. Second, you secure it. Block off the area with a cone, a sign, anything so no one walks through it. Third, you clean it using the correct spill kit. And finally, you report it. Always let a supervisor know what happened. See it, secure it, clean it, report it. Easy. This brings us to probably the most important part of this whole conversation, because all these rules and plans don't mean a thing if they aren't part of a bigger mindset. We're talking about building a real culture of clean. And here is the absolute bottom line. Housekeeping is not somebody else's job. It is everyone's job, from the greenest person on site all the way up to the foreman. A clean job site is the sign of a professional crew. It's a team that cares about keeping each other safe. So, what's your personal responsibility in all this? It's actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. First, own your workspace. When you finish a job, take 2 minutes and clean up your mess. Second, if you see something unsafe, stop what you're doing and fix it. And third, and this might be the most important one, never ever just walk past a hazard and think, someone else will get it. That someone has to be you. All right, let's bring it all home. What's the main thing you should walk away with after all this? The most critical thing to remember is that good housekeeping isn't something you do after an accident. It's proactive. It is one of the single most effective ways to prevent injuries. Every single piece of scrap you pick up, every cord you tape down, every little spill you clean up, that's an injury that you just stopped before it ever had a chance to happen. In the end, it all just boils down to this one simple, undeniable truth. There is a direct line connecting cleanliness and safety. You cannot have one without the other. A clean job site is a safer job site. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question. After hearing all this, what is the one small hazard you are going to eliminate today? What's the one tool you'll put away, the one cord you'll secure, the one small mess you'll clean up? Because that's where real safety begins. It starts with you, and it starts today.